So the real danger that we're in right now as a society, as a culture, is that we have slipped into the fall of Rome, the era in which most of the citizens have it so good and so easy that they don't know how to survive anymore. They don't know how to work hard, they don't know how to solve problems. We have too many things just handed to us. In Rome, they had a slave population that did most of the work, and they just were independently wealthy because the tax base for the rest of the provinces would just, it's like living with an income automatically, and this is the great danger of a completely socialized country too, and so this is why you have conservatives so concerned about socialistic programs going into effect in the United States, even if they might make the most sense. We're scared that this is going to make us more lazy as a society. We're already there. We're already at a point of great danger. You have 40% of the population obese, 70% is overweight. This means an incredible lack of physical health in the nation, which would explain part of why our medical system is struggling. In part, because there's medical problems in the medical system too that haven't been solved. Why? Because when your body's not healthy, your mind isn't healthy. And so we're not thinking at the level we need to be thinking at in order to solve problems. And this has been happening for decades. It's been grooming us in to this place of complacency, this real laziness. And a lot of people see it and we complain about it. But what are we doing about it? Why can't we solve this simple problem of laziness, of complacency, of sort of losing our native animal instincts that give us power and precision and intensity? If we were all accessed, if all of our energy was focused on solving problems, do you think we would have any of the problems we have right now? I don't think so. The thing is, we're all basically programmed to watch TV, eat excess, and play on our phones, like, and go to work and go do jobs that are often selling people needless things. So we're basically conditioned into an autonomous process of doing things that are really irrelevant to our overall problems, and therefore the problems just hang out there and continue. And the news doesn't help us solve them either. It helps us get outraged and upset about the problems just to the point where we can bitch and moan but not do anything, not actually change our lifestyles, not actually change the culture that gave root to all of these things. And we complain about politicians, we scapegoat certain people and say, oh, they're to blame for all the problems that we have, but ultimately we're not solving our problems. We're not getting access to the intelligence that is native to who we are. And that's why nothing's changing. So you can't blame it on the politicians. You've got to take personal responsibility. This is our responsibility to solve these problems. And until we do, they won't go away. What problems I'm talking about? Racism, sexism. I'm talking about obesity, lack of health, lack of education, like all the problems that we're seeing, the economy, the ecology, foreign relations. I mean, you think we couldn't get along better with other countries if we really cared about diplomacy? You don't think we could solve some of those problems? We have cut ourselves off of our intellectual capacity because we're unhealthy, because we don't see how complacent we already are. And we're not going to compete with countries like China in the next 50 years if this continues. We had certain advantages and still do have certain advantages over China in the creative realm, if you will, but their work ethic is way beyond ours in general. Our hardest workers are imports, they're foreigners, and a few, very talented people in the U.S. Do we work long hours? Yes. Do we work hard? Yes. But we're not working smarter than our parents did. We're basically being folded into the computer automation system that makes everything easy for us and makes us more complacent. And so the real solution here, as I see it, is to tackle the problem head on, to go after our training. How are we training and conditioning the minds and the bodies of Americans to live? Are we cutting ourselves off from our access to passion, from our internal drives, from our animal drives? Because, the animal drives are dangerous. Yeah, but they're also the source of all of our power as human beings. They're the source of all of our passion and intellect. So if you need to find the right way to channel these animal powers into intellectual and healthy pursuits, then how do we do that? Well, I'm part of something I call Mind University, which would be a form of this, a form of training the mind, training a human being to be a great thinker, to really engage with the world with a greater sense of curiosity, and to know how to access your intellectual resources, your emotional capacities, your intuition, your sensate powers, basically to really tap into the full mind utilization that we are capable of, to really bring us to the pinnacle of Homo sapiens in action. And I think we need lots of programs like this that will actually help us train ourselves not to be complacent, but to be alive, fully alive, increasing our awareness on a daily basis so that we are getting more enlightened and not putting ourselves to sleep.